Hi there guys, what's going on? It's JB here with a video which I never wanted to make in the first place. This video, what I wanted to do, I wasn't going to do a video tonight, but I wanted to talk more about Burnley. But unfortunately, certain events at the London Stadium today, again I commentated on, thankfully not in the actual ground, but looking at the pictures, it was disturbing scenes. I mean, I was over the moon when Burnley scored 3 goals, but the trouble was marred by some stupid West Ham fans. First of all, running onto the pitch. The stewarding, I have to say, at the London Stadium, looking at it on television, was poor. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Why is there no police there trying to segregate the fans? Right? First of all, I should also stress from the outset, I understand the West Ham fans' point of view. Listen, we're all football fans. We want our teams to do well. Listen, when Burnley was struggling some 7 or 8 years ago under Brian Laws, we didn't like the way he was managing the club, and a lot of us wanted him out. But we didn't go running onto the pitch to attack him or anything like that. At the end of the day, he's still a human being like the rest of us, and we got our wish in the end, albeit a bit too late at the time to get us back into the Premiership. But that's been and gone. So, believe you and me, Burnley fans know exactly how West Ham fans are feeling. We've been through some hard times ourselves. When Frank Teasdale was the chairman, God bless his soul, I'm not going to say anything derogatory about him because unfortunately he's now deceased. But when he did make an absolute pig's ear of things towards the end of his tenure and fans turned their back on him. So yeah, every football fan's fickle. I'm fickle. You know what I mean? I get what the West Ham fans are thinking, but there are times and places where you don't cross the line. And I have to say, some of the so-called West Ham fans who went onto the pitch, there's one incident, I think, after the second or maybe third goal where there was a corner flag. When there was a corner flag taken from, I think it was near left-hand corner and planted on the centre spot. I mean, what? I mean, that is just, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. We should be talking about a superb second-half performance from Burnley and the way Nick Pope has played, and yet here we are talking about football violence. And then, to cap it all off, 200 West Ham supporters go in front of the director's box and are giving... okay, they're not happy the way that Gold and Sullivan and Karen Brady are running the club. But I've seen footage of fans going to attack them. Karen Brady, a woman. Okay, she may have done things wrong, and she may have upset a lot of people with these false promises or whatever the West Ham fans have been led to believe. But she's still a human being. She's a woman, for heaven's sake. It's not on. If you want to put, right, here's my take on it, right? If you want my honest opinion, here's my take on it, right? It detracted my enjoyment of watching and commentating on a terrific performance for Burnley. And as daft as it sounds, I thought West Ham had played terrifically well for 45 minutes today. Should have possibly gone 2 up. But for the great goalkeeper, Nick Pope, who's showing England form at the moment and has to be a shoo-in for the World Cup squad. And we should be talking about that, not these violent scenes. This is, you've got children in the crowd. Burnley, my team's bench. Burnley, they're my team. And I tell you what, they rescued those kids from all that bloody nonsense and sat them on the bench with the Burnley substitutes. I thought that was a terrific gesture by the football club. And full marks to Burnley. I've got to say, full marks to my team there. The way they handled themselves professionally was terrific, and the way we went about it was brilliant. I do feel sorry for the West Ham players, especially Mark Noble. He's a Mr. West Ham through and through, and he's, at the end of the day, players shouldn't have to take that sort of stick. We all have bad times. We may have. Listen, as a Burnley fan, I've suffered bad times. I've followed Burnley for over 25 years, and by my jingles, we've suffered relegations and setbacks and things like that, and bad moves from the board there. But you just get on with it. And I think West Ham need to pull together now. They're in a relegation battle right now. And what David Moyes doesn't need right now, I don't think you can't blame David Moyes. The whole trouble was started, obviously, on the pitch by Slaven Bilic. He bought the wrong players. That's what's fundamentally wrong with West Ham at the moment. That and the fact that they left Upton Park. I do understand that frustration. But having said all that, they're still human beings. We don't want to see violence at a football game. I thought those days are gone. I mean, what if that supporter who attacked Mark Noble had a knife or whatever? It's not on. I don't like to make videos for YouTube or Facebook, and listen, as I say, everyone knows I'm a Burnley fan and I'm cock a hoop, but I'm sick and tired of it. I commentated for YouTube today, and I wanted to talk about Burnley's performance. I didn't get the chance to because the television cameras were panning towards the 250 or so West Ham fans who were just shouting abuse at people in the director's box. There are more than just Sullivan, Gold and Brady up in that director's box. Let me tell you that for free. There are people there. The Burnley chairman was there today. Board of directors from Burnley were there. Good, honest people. Good bunch of people, the Burnley board we've got right now. Mark Garlick, John Banaskevich, Brendan Flood, all these nice people. Barry Kilby as well. Barry Kilby, the man who's just survived cancer. They were all in there. And the West Ham fans are giving them stick. Well, let me tell you something. Well, here's my take of it. If you want to protest, West Ham fans, against your team, and you've got every right to do so, by the way, I'm not trying to have a go. I'm a football fan too. You pay your money. Listen, I go to the turf quite a lot. I pay £30 to watch Burnley, and if they don't perform well, they get it in the net from me. Don't get me wrong. I'm a football fan. I'm going to say what I think. So I do go to a lot of the Turf Moor games because obviously I can't afford to go away as well. Money's tight. And I know that you guys from that end of London, it's a working class origin. You save up, you spend your £800 on your season ticket, and I think that's too much for a season ticket. And you expect better value for money, and I get that. And you want to see good players play for your club. I get that. But there are ways and means, and I've got to be honest, there are ways and means of venting your anger. That is not during the bloody match. I'm sorry, but it isn't. Protest outside the ground before the game, protest outside after the game. But if you're gonna demonstrate, do it. Do it the right way. Don't come onto the pitch. Don't go bloody shouting abuse at. We had the Burnley people in. We had the Burnley board of directors in that box. John Motson, a commentating legend, was in that box, watching a game of. He come to watch a game of football, and he was getting abuse. What is up with you guys? I know you're angry. I know you're frustrated. I know you're upset. But let's have a little bit of respectability, shall we? It's a football game. Fair dues, you lost. You're still 8 games to go. You're still out the bottom 3. And you lot are going around saying that the club's dead. Maybe it is to you. But you have still a chance to stay in the division. You're a good team. You've proved it. You're saying that you're not going to get points against Man City and all that. Maybe you think so. But just remember, you played Chelsea and won. So it's not all doom and gloom. You supporters ruined your own team's chances today by running onto the pitch and starting attacking your players. I just honestly think there's middle ground here. I don't know where the middle ground's going to come from at the football club. But having said that, though, great performance from Burnley. Very well done. But the scene, we can't condone scenes like that, I'm afraid. And as a football fan, and I'm delighted that Burnley won. I'm over the moon we won, but that has soured my happiness, really, of what the West Ham fans have done today. They were good. I mean, most of the West Ham fans are pretty good anyway. They know their football, they know their stuff, but it's just not enough. It's just not acceptable in this day and age. And there's got to be something done about the stewarding and about the policing at that stadium, because it's certainly not safe. And everyone can hide behind the excuse that the local council cannot afford it. Of course they could. I think the football club could afford it. I do think there's some miscommunications between the club and the fans, but there are ways and means of doing things, and there's means and ways of not doing things. And unfortunately, a few West Ham fans, out of 59,000 that were there, only about 5 or 10 of them really did any damage. But the 200 fans that protested in front of that director's box, I was appalled by that, watching it on TV. And we need, do your protests after the game. Nothing wrong with being passionate, but let's just have a little bit of respectability, shall we? Because what it's done, it's taken the gloss of my team's fantastic display and the way we should be talking about the way Burnley played. And instead, we're having to talk about so-called supporters who've just wrecked it for the rest of us. Really, really disappointing. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.